Okay, so I'm here today with my band teacher who has had to put up with me for the last 4 or 5 years?
Four going on 5, yeah.
4 going on 5 years. So he's kind of been here through most of the fun stuff.
All the fun stuff.
All the fun stuff.
Even the great super fun stuff.
Yeah, and been one of the best supports throughout that, which is really amazing. And I get the opportunity today to interview him on some music stuff and why it may be relevant to, brain science, neurology, hand-eye coordination, and muscle memory. So, if you'd like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Awesome. I'm Josh Kynoch, and I've been at ADSS here for 8 or 9 years, I think, getting on well, and been teaching music for almost 20 years, so been a long time. And I get the pleasure of just making music with students like Lauren all day and having a great time, and yeah, it's a good life to live.
Yeah. So what exactly does music do for your brain? Like, how does it help you stay, mentally there, if that makes sense?
Sometimes we're not mentally there, but that's fine.
I'm not today, which is why that wording was
right?
brilliant.
It's great. No, I'm totally with you. Learning an instrument's really cool because what happens is when you've got your brain, you're operating both sides, and you're particularly when you're reading music and playing an instrument, you're choosing to use all different parts of your brain at the same time. It's one of the few things that activates all kind of the spots, because you're reading, you're decoding, you're doing physical things, you're audiating things, you're activating all of your brain and using it, which there's not too many things that do all of that. Most of them are related around language, like learning and to read new languages and stuff like that. So learning an instrument is particularly like that. I think choral music, like singing, is close, but because it's not the same as physical movements like on a flute or an instrument, that you're engaging just everything. And so you're constantly building new connections and you're constantly working those connections. Mm-hmm. It's very rare to find stuff that does all that.
Yeah. So what I think I've noticed, my disease has kind of progressed throughout my teenage years, and I started band when I was around 13. So playing an instrument throughout all of that, I'm going to guess has definitely allowed me to keep a lot more of my fine motor skills and a lot more of the mental connection to my hands, whereas I'm losing that a lot more with my legs and my feet. So I'm very grateful that I was able to kind of keep that. And even though it is becoming more difficult for me and I am struggling more with playing my instrument, it's still a good idea for me to continue because it's going to continue to let me keep those abilities and skills.
Yeah, and it really keeps your brain active. I know I've read a bunch of studies, not that I'm a super expert on things, but one of the interesting things is people who play an instrument late into their lives have less of a chance of getting dementia and staving off kind of those memory loss issues and challenges. And you'll see it too, if you meet someone who plays piano. I always love watching these little people at seniors homes playing piano. They sit down, they play these incredible pieces of music. They can't remember some other things, but they still somehow remember or do all this. And you can see their hands are still functioning as a result of that. And it's just really interesting to see how that can help prolong certain things. So it does have an effect. It's, again, I'm not the super science expert, but I've seen it in person, and I know that the results do count and matter. So that's very interesting. Yeah. I think it's great.
So it sucks, and it's a difficult thing because a lot of people only realize they have something like CMT after the effects have kicked in pretty hardcore. So I was really lucky that I was able to start playing an instrument before we knew that something was wrong, because if I'd started playing now, who knows where my fine motor skills and abilities there would be. So it's kind of recommending music and instruments to people who have not muscular dystrophy, neurological conditions and things, but also for just anybody, because anybody can develop something like this.
Totally. And it's just good for your brain in general, to have those chances to activate your brain and work so hard with it. It's not about, and we talked about this before, it's not about becoming, I think people learn an instrument because they're like, I want to become these amazing musicians. That's not really what it's about. It's about kind of personal growth, and there are health benefits, of course, but like, it's about your personal experience. And so it's funny, I think a lot of people get dissuaded from learning to play an instrument because they think they need to be phenomenal, but like, you need to realize that your definition is not the same. Like, you don't need to be a professional musician to enjoy making music with other people. And like, the benefits are huge. So like, people need to go give it a try. Even like, we were just talking about, maybe an adult beginning band would be a great idea for people one day, just to like have an experience to try and just give it a go, because you never know what's going to come of it.
Yeah, and that's the amazing thing too. It's good for you and also really fun. So
right?
As somebody with a physical disability, physiotherapists give you a lot of exercises and things to do. Not the greatest at being consistent with those, but music is something that's fun, so like, you don't even really think about the benefits of it. You just think, oh, this is something fun that I'm doing with my school, with my class, my friends. Yeah. I enjoy it.
Well, it's regimented too, right?
Yeah, and it's also helping me.
Yeah, I think it's great. Yeah. And it's been really neat to like see you play, and you're still like, given everything that's happening, I still watch you and listen to you play, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, how is she doing this? This is amazing. And it's still like pretty good. You've still got almost everything there. And, you know, to go what you're going through and then to watch you, it's amazing. It's super cool. And so I think there's got to be some sort of connection there. Like, there's some sort of science that's saying that this is helping. Yeah. I'm not sure what that is, but it's clearly there. And like I said, you just keep going, which is crazy cool.
It's a huge confidence booster too, because struggling with so many things and then having something that maybe I should be struggling with, but I'm still doing really well. Like, it makes me feel really good. Like, I can still do this. I can still do hard things. Like, I'm not gonna let what I shouldn't be able to do determine what I'm not going to do.
Absolutely. And I think you said too, like, consistency is really important. I think a lot of people who have troubles with like fine motor skills connections, they get frustrated by doing things like you said, starting late, or if you start and you have fine motor skills challenges already, it is a challenge. But as you develop more consistency, what I've noticed is students who have fine motor skills troubles, if they are consistently playing every day, they start to slowly be able to overcome. It's when they're not consistent is when they don't make progress and they struggle. Because again, you have to like do repetition for the muscles to gain that knowledge of what they need to do. And it's super weird too, like if you think about it, how often are you like using your pinkies to do things in your life? Very rarely. But yet you have to like use pinkies to press little keys down, and you're just really having to work. And so it's great for people, but it's the consistency and having to do it.
The only real things I struggle with it is a couple of different, looking for the word, my brain's
like
hurting.
Combinations?
Yeah, a couple of different combinations and going from some notes to others. My brain still hasn't figured out how to do that properly. But the biggest one is sight reading.
Yeah.
So reading something, interpreting what I need to do with my hands, and then doing that. Like, I'm usually like 10, 15 notes behind the rest of you guys. So like, I'll need to learn the music and not really play as I'm learning it for the first time, sort of thing.
Yeah, so you're kind of scaffolding your knowledge a little bit and spending more time just like you said, like building it up. And then once your muscles like know what to do, it's like, okay, you just go from there.
Once I have muscle memory and like some bit of like foundation there, then I can go. But like reading while also just seeing the music for the first time ever.
See, you have an excuse, other people don't.
Exactly. See, there we go.
You're already ahead of those people who don't have anything. They're just like,
I still try, but you know, it's not great.
That's all right. That's fine.
Usually. But yeah.
No, I think it's great, and I think I've been really impressed, like I said, by watching you go through this and your positivity too, and your like commitment to just, I'm gonna find ways to keep myself going. Like, I think it's a real testament to you, but it's also like for me to watch you go through this. I'm just like, this is incredible to see, like I said, what the impact is on you and how it's positively affecting you. Like, I had known, but I didn't know as much. And it's really cool for us to see like, wow, okay, this does really help people. This does make a difference in some ways.
Yeah.
And, you know, you sharing that I think is really important too, because I'm sure there's other people going through the same thing in the same situation.
One of the things that I really love about this band and this school in particular is the way that everybody is so willing to like step up and help each other. Like a few years ago, you had one of those students say they wanted to start a new concert for like donation and donate the money. So like we'd agreed upon doing something next year to raise money for like people with muscular dystrophy, CMT.
Yeah,
so,
I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's really like, well, I always tell you guys too, right? Like music is kind of a gift, and what we can do with it is like to share that gift and to use our powers for good.
Yeah.
And I remember when students came up with that idea, it was like, yeah, you know what? Why wouldn't we? Like if we can do this as a yearly thing, and it's been cool to see different groups get support that, you know, kind of get forgotten. And so, yeah, I think it's great. I think we're gonna have a good time and raise money in kind of fun and different fashion.
It's great because you've got the band itself, which is helping like the people playing instruments in the band with the stuff that they're going through, if they're going through something like I am. But you've also got like concerts for donation, so you're also helping other people who aren't even a part of the band or connected to the school.
Yeah.
So there's just so many amazing ways that music can help people and bring them together.
Yeah, well, it's what it's all about, right? Like it's about supporting each other, and I don't think we see enough of that these days, where people are kind of a little bit selfish and they just don't want to help other people out. But it's easy to help people out. You just have to do the little things.
Yeah.
You know, and I think you're right too. I think there's also the mental side of things with supporting through music too. There's the mental health side of it too, and you know, I think it's releasing. I'm sure you guys feel the same. I know when I'm with you guys, it's kind of my only focus, and it's just kind of, it's a nice release. You know, I always say to you guys too, you're one of my favorite parts of my day. So I just get to stand there and listen to you guys make beautiful music, and it's kind of nice. So it's really cool what we get to do.
Yeah.
It's rewarding.
Just to show like how important the band teachers at this school are to us. So there's 3 of them, Mr. Kynoch, Mr. Gaucher, and Mr. Lancaster. We've started calling Mr. Kynoch Mom, Mr. Gaucher Dad, and the newer member of the team, Mr. Lancaster, there's a few people calling him Auntie Lanny.
Yeah.
Were there other? I think it was just Auntie Lanny.
They couldn't really decide what he was.
Well, he has a mug to say it. So
he's an auntie.
He's got the mug. But yeah, like they're the band teachers at this school, like have definitely been very, very just incredible throughout this entire process. And even after I've graduated, I know I'm going to continue with music, hopefully join the city band.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
You can come play for me anytime, you know that.
So
that's what it's about, right? Like I think as teachers, our job is to, number one, give you guys the best chunk of time we can to give to you guys, but to just help you guys grow whenever we can. Like it's not about, I've always believed, it's not about the subject that we teach, it's about the personal growth that we can help with everyone. And so whatever that is, whether it's like supporting through challenges, or it's just sometimes being there to provide to use a term, core memory for everyone these days, and just kind of give them something through their time here and give them some skills to move on. And even when you guys move on, like I think it's important that we all stay connected, or if you need something, because you know, as I said, there's not enough giving in the world. I think there's a lot of taking, but there's not enough giving. And so if we can continue to give back to others and help, then we just make the world a better place. And why not?
Yeah, I agree.
No, you can come play for me. We'll be great. We'll have a great time.
Okay, I think that's everything. Are we
Awesome.
good? Do you have anything else you'd like to add, or?
No, I think what you're doing is amazing, and I think it's a great light you've brought that not even I had thought of like how music and particularly learning instruments can be so beneficial to people and like their mental health, their physical health. Just, you know, encouraging everyone to get out there and do something and find a space. And if you don't have that space, like look for a way to start a space like that. You know, talk to your local music school program, see what they can do. And I think the more people that can get out there and find what they need for themselves, we can make the world a better place. But I appreciate you giving me a chance to talk too. It's so cool.
Okay.
Awesome.